somebody who's open to the wonder of the world. It's also a good resilience because it's fucking awesome.
Yes.
You can be feeling as shit as possible. If you live here on the Bellarine, like you can go into the ocean at any time. Like how amazing is that?
I know. It's
That's
extraordinary.
an active experience.
Yes, it is.
You can be like immersed in this body of water that literally connects the entire planet with each other.
Yes.
Like every single person.
Yes.
In some capacity.
I love that you could be swimming in someone's residual pee from the other side of the world.
Connected.
Oh, it's so great. It's so great. Hello, Quanta folks, and welcome to another episode of Faark the Shoulds podcast. I'm Jodi from QuantiMama, and I am delighted to be joined by the super luscious Riona from Bellagreen Organic Farm. Sorry, I wanted to say Riona Seehusen because I love...
Well done.
Oh, well, let's start with where does that come from, that surname?
It's a German name.
Oh, it is? Okay, good. All right. Yep. So it's a cultural appropriation for me to say Seehusen.
No, that's the correct German pronunciation. So
I just feel like I'm boganifying it,
no,
though.
You're not. Impressive.
Okay, thank you. First out of the gate. That's awesome. So we're going to talk about all manner of things, but Bellagreen Organic Farm is a local farm to us. So we're very lucky here in the Bellarine Peninsula to have your beautiful veggies, which are available at the farmers market. And that's obviously how I know about your amazing stuff. But you're a woman, I think, who really encapsulates farking the should so beautifully because you come in with that energy of, fuck, how do we make this work? Like, what's the practical way and how are we nourishing ourselves and what's the bigger picture and what's the long view and all the things that I love. So you were just reeling off a bunch of things that you want to talk about today, which is great. Yeah. Where do you want to start?
Maybe we should start. There's something that that's been popping up a lot for me because we have, so at the farm, obviously we're in a business, but what I really wanted for the farm, aside from growing vegetables, was to offer a place for women who wanted to engage in community, wanted to do meaningful work, but didn't want to be separated from their children. And so we have a lot of mums that come with their kids and, we have a lot of conversations while bunching radishes and every other vegetable. And I love talking to women who are in different parts of their mothering journey and just, a lot of them have like younger kids. There's not a lot with sort of teenage kids. So it's interesting. And I feel like we miss a lot of the talking to women further down the track.
Yes.
How that would change, like how we can lean into those phases of motherhood, how we can breathe through those phases of motherhood, how we can just fucking enjoy those phases of motherhood. If someone were to be like, listen, your kid is, screaming on the floor at the supermarket now, that's totally fine. Like
that's right.
Every person has been through that. Stop feeling like, when you see parents and they're just so stressed out because you feel like it
undoes you. Right? That's right. I should have a child that behaves himself, particularly at the supermarket, the most banal experience that's out there until, of course, you have children and then it's an excursion. Yeah. So, I mean, what you're essentially creating, I love that we've gone straight here because I actually think this is brilliant. What you're creating is essentially an informal women's circle where women get to be of service, which I think is so part of our makeup. It really is in the fabric of our society that women want to be of service. And you certainly are of service when you're a mother, right? It's unending, right? It's Groundhog Day.
Service, but the thing that I feel like is missing from the vast majority of women's lives is the deep knowledge of what the fuck that actually means.
Yes.
Like being a mother is not something that should be delegated to the outskirts of whatever. We need to kind of get back to a mother focus. And when I say we, I mean us.
Yeah, literally us.
Like, don't wait for like, who knows what or who knows who. We need to kind of get back for that ourselves. And I think the way we can do that is just very, pragmatically talking to women, that are further down the track or sort of behind us down the track.
Yeah.
Just holding a bit of space and really like talking love into that phase that can otherwise feel really isolating.
It's horribly isolating. It really is.
I mean, you're out. You're not participating, and you're not ever told the value of what you're doing. And there's so few women that claim that for themselves.
Well, it is not something, it's not very becoming to claim that for yourself, firstly. And then secondly, you can see why there is such an addiction to having our children in school. And I have an issue with that because I think the school system as it stands, we have obviously a whole podcast talking about alchemizing education, but the school system as it stands is a shoddy product that is not fit for purpose, but we choose it exactly as you say because it's not, the mothering thing is not valued or the stay-at-home parenting thing is not valued. You constantly feel like you are repeating yourself endlessly to, wayward charges that don't bloody listen to you as well. I mean, how many times we say, pick that up or put that away or whatever, right? Get sick of hearing myself like this. So no wonder we choose a slightly shoddy product for these humans that we love so dearly and would lay our life on the line for, because the whole situation isn't supporting us to be anything other than the way we are, super isolated, super lonely, and just tearing our hair out going, this is not what I thought it was. This is not what I signed up for. And the meaninglessness of it. Yeah. So then I can see, I mean, there's so much richness. If you then tend to a garden, you can see what's being produced. You suddenly connect in with Mother Earth and there is a grounding that naturally happens. Yeah. You're outside, away from devices. Everyone knows as soon as you leave the house, when you have your children at home, it is the best thing in the world, right?
Yeah. When in doubt, take them out. That is my early motherhood mantra.
That's good. I haven't heard that one.
Oh, that's a winner.
That's a T-shirt worthy slogan.
Yeah.
So what's happening for the kids then when they're at your farm? Like, how does that look? Because I can imagine, I think about particularly my youngest Quanta kid who is very spirited, I think is the code word for, strong-minded. What are they doing? What are those kids doing? How do the parents navigate that when they're there at the farm?
I think honestly the nicest part is that, and you probably know this from different homeschool meetups, is that naturally if you just leave kids alone outside, they'll just go off and they'll play.
Yeah.
They'll play and they'll play with no input from anyone. You don't ever need to tell kids how to play.
Yes.
You just need to allow them the space. And I think it's nice because then, the mums kind of, it's a big and free space.
Yeah.
And so, when you take your kids to the beach and they can just run, there's sort of like an excitement moment because you don't need to be like looking out and, oh my God, what's happening?
Well, you feel like you're partly looking after the kids in concert with Mother Nature because I look at the playground that Mother Nature provides for children. Trees they climb, the waves they play in, the sand castles they build in the sand, like all of it is it feels so held. And I wonder if that's us kicking back into being held by Mother Nature as well, like almost giving over a little bit of that, I guess, care and responsibility and sort of co-parenting in that moment.
Yeah, maybe.
It's beautiful. So did you start out with Bellagreen with the intention of that being a community hub, essentially, an informal community hub?
Oh, I don't think I could exist in my life without that need for creating community. I think that's just...
It's who you are, the fabric of who you are.
And I think, that is who most women are. I think that gets maybe taken away from you. But that's what we do. We weave community. That's what women do. That's what we bring. And that energy to to weave and to alchemize and to connect and to, I just think that's a natural state for us.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And so you're a very good breeder as well. You're a better breeder than me because you have 5 kids, right?
Yeah.
So you're sitting here looking particularly sane with 5 children. So it is possible, peeps. And so, well, isn't that? That's a minor detail. We don't ever talk about the ticks. I mean, it's about being polite here. So you obviously are interweaving having your kids at home, because I think your kids span similar age to mine. They're around 17 down to single.
7.
Yeah.
So I think that I just have one more after you.
Yeah, that's right. You went the bonus round.
Yeah.
I stopped at 4.
I could have kept with the bonus round.
Hey, trust me, I talk about having 2 or 3 on a regular basis, not 4. So how does that go for you with, having essentially a very productive business? I imagine there's a management involved with coordinating your beautiful volunteer crew as well, and then having the kids there too.
Yes. But there is management involved, and depending on, where I am in my cycle, that management flows better than other times. And one of the things that I say to a lot of people or women that come through with their kids is that I think that we need to, because it is we are running a business, but I think that it's important for us to allow ourselves to know that of course we can run businesses. It's going to look a little bit different.
Yes.
It's going to, the times are going to be different. How you kind of move through certain things are just going to be a little bit different. We are kind of trained very much into like a man's timetable of how things should work.
Yeah.
That doesn't really work.
Yeah.
If you're doing it with a family.
No, well, that's the purpose of, as far as I can see, the schooling system. When I reflect back on there, it all starts at 9 o'clock. It all finishes at 3:30, and you eat at certain times, and so there's just not that flow in there. And what that must be like, I just love the fact that you've acknowledged that, because that's something that I have obviously become aware of within running a business, is that some weeks I'm exceedingly productive and I have to go with that. And then other times I'm like,
to allow yourself
you do
space to not be able to go with it.
That's right.
And I think that farming is a great business to be in, as a homeschooling mum, because it reflects the reality of seasons, and you have abundance here, and then you have struggle here, or you have blooming here, and you have scrounging here. That's how life works. This idea of the monotone stuff, it's just not a reflection of reality at all. And it's not a reflection of how you are as a woman anyway. We all know this.
I see that. Kids cycle as well.
Yeah,
so everyone cycles. So men cycle too. That's exactly right. Yeah. And so that thing is, we get to see that, and I do think nature does show that beautifully. I mean, unfortunately, in my case, I tend to kill more than I grow, but that's okay. We've all got our gifts. Mine is not with market gardening. That's for certain.
Yeah,
so
that is a very sort of specific sort of.
It really is. I mean, it's helpful to keep things alive, but I think probably that, seeing firsthand how things grow and how things go through their winter states is a beautiful way to even immerse kids in that, because they then can be kinder to themselves as well. Yeah. And I've become really interested in how society is very authority and direction and permission based. And the more I look at it, I go, wow, it's like through everything. So when you get to then use Mother Nature as a guiding light in your life and looking at those sort of things, you can start sort of amputating that programming that happens that, I mean, obviously is for compliance as far as I can tell. Yeah. But so the kids, naturally they respond. And so what are you seeing as some of the just gold nuggets that you couldn't have anticipated with your kids?
I don't know. I think the biggest thing is it's more about what you're able to show them, how you navigate through things. Yeah. I think that I've always been a very uncompliant person, just full stop. Yeah. And you hear this so much in mothering too, oh, they're strong-willed, or they're I'm like, amazing.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
like you just want to keep it like that. The last thing you want to be raising is people pleasers.
Yes.
You know, like you wouldn't wish that on anyone.
No.
So yeah, I think just seeing, like showing them how to do things, sometimes gracefully, sometimes not. Just being honest with, you know, how you live your life. Sometimes it's like amazing and, you know, joyful and free love and the farm and everyone's playing, and sometimes it's fucking miserable and you're there in the rain and the kids are like, oh, we have to, you know, but
I can
like
just imagine,
yeah, you know, and but that's life too. Like that's just how shit works. Like,
that's right.
It's also not going to be like super fun all the time.
Well, say to the kids all the time, this is contrast. This is how you appreciate the sun coming out, right? Is, you know, when it sucks and you've still got to do what you got to do. So then when I just think it's so beautiful, that whole framework. And I love obviously how you live, I imagine, very locally as well. And your family is staying very local. And that's how we try and live too. We try not to think outside too much because I think we've got to not perfect, but we need to create harmony and alignment within our community.
Yeah.
So if you had like we're reading Harry Potter at the moment. If you had a wand, how would you help even our community, but society at large, to Faark the Shoulds? Like, what would you do, given you have this beautiful existence with living quite locally and in alignment with nature? And because I know that you're a should fucker. Like, I know that about you. I love that your energy is like that. We just fucking wouldn't do that. And I'm like, yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm still detoxing from towing the line. So it's, it's new to me. So I love hearing perspectives of people who have that just kind of running through their DNA.
I think that the best thing we can do for each other in any community is the realization that we are a community. And that, you know, like, I think, you know, if you kind of live in a relatively small space and, you know, Ocean Grove has changed. We've been here 15 years. It's changed a lot. It's grown so much. But even if you're driving around or you're going, you know, to your local whatever, literally anything, the realization is, you know, that these people live in the same community as you, to just behave accordingly. Like, just be respectful in how you are with people. Like, I think, you know, having, you know, sort of like similar ideas or similar values is amazing. Sure, that's what draws people together. But those values can be, you know, kind of just maybe one thing. Like, we have a lot of people that come through the farm. It's not just mums. And, you know, some of them, I'm sure, you know, my political ideology or my value system on how to raise kids will be completely different. But we bond over growing food. And, you know, there's so much of that. And I think that we get so caught up in the details of, you know, the perfect existence and stuff, is that we kind of forget the things that hold us together are so much more than the things that keep us apart. Or the differences that we have.
Absolutely. Well, you can be as basic as meeting someone heart to heart and the very essence of being human, and you can both walk away feeling so much better with the exchange. So you're right, it is that thing. I mean, we're definitely fed this idea of division.
100%. And that division is 90% bullshit.
Of course it is.
Because you know, like, just meeting the people in your community, however they come, in just a respectful way. Like, who gives a shit if you don't both like blah, blah, blah. Like, we all live here. Like, let's make it a nice place together.
And ultimately, people do want to live in harmony.
Yes.
Whether they say not or, you know, or they do. But I think essentially they do want to live in harmony.
They do live in harmony, and increasingly, you know, because we've just become more and more and more fractured, and we've lost so much of what community really means. We don't have a lot of the sort of neighborliness that some other countries, like, you know, even America has more of like a neighborliness, like relying on each other based on the fact that you live next door to each other, than we do here. We really don't have that. It's very kind of spread out and big, and we have that mentality. And it just leads to people being really lonely and isolated and not feeling part of the community.
Yeah, and I suppose if they're always waiting for an invitation, it's never going to come because, as you say, it has to come from self. I have observed, obviously, this being more regional has a better kind of vibe to it.
100%.
I found living in Melbourne in the suburbs, oh my goodness, our neighbours were not interested in us at all. And, McGill and I are nice people and we're kind of like, we're community minded. So we absolutely would have, but it was always quite surprising to me that people could live so isolated. And I think we're even more so now. So, I mean, it's definitely a value being, I think, more regional. You do get a little bit more of that. But as you say, this space has changed over the last 15 years, big time. So then when you think about, I suppose, how that is, and given you run a food business that, provides beautifully organic and fresh produce, do you feel well supported in this community?
Yeah. And to be honest, like, I think that, I mean, with any product, like any product, if you supply a good product, then that product will sell because it's a good product.
Yes.
And so, and there's always been a market for organic food. And I think the good thing about COVID is that the good thing to come from it from a business perspective is that it was really the first time for a lot of people where they thought about things like chain supplies or where does my lettuce actually come from, or hang on, why can I not buy a banana, an avocado, blah, whatever. What's going on here? Because like, people who were maybe a little bit outside, sort of in a grassroots, more based system, like we know about, that your lettuce is shipped from fucking Queensland, or like, that we have more of an export business for bananas. And so if shit hits the fan in a climate situation, then we're not going to have bananas because we got to export them all to XYZ. So we how kind of like a global or a globalization of commerce has affected our food system, and all the kind of pitfalls of that kind of stuff. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people just had no idea. Because, I think generally, people are so kind of overwhelmed. You don't really want to look into this stuff because it is shit depressing, but you're not really going to be able to change until you know what's going on. And so I think that was such an aha moment for a lot of people in regards to food stuff. And then that started really opening them up to the idea of, oh, hang on a second, there's people doing this, just down the road from me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. It wasn't that they were like avid Woolies supporters. It's just that they didn't really know an alternative existed. And so that shift into small business has been amazing. It's been great.
So I wonder if part of that, I mean, obviously, because we enjoyed a fair few lockdowns in Victoria 4 years ago, who's counting now? People did tend to look locally, didn't they? It's almost like there was something energetic around the 5K radius or whatever the number was they picked, and the magic number. And so people naturally narrowed their gaze, didn't they, to their community. So, but having said that, the stuff you're talking about with bananas, I didn't know that. So
a lot of Australian products are specifically for export.
Yeah, see, that's staggering to me. And I'm interested, obviously, because I wonder if legitimately, and you can be as honest as you like, whether people at large get the whole food issue. Like, they've noticed the chocolate's gone up to $8 a block, which is nuts given it's poison, because usually poison's cheap. But like, all of it is costing more. Do you think there's a case for alarm? And do you think that there is enough people aware of the concern to do with food prices and food supply and so forth?
No.
Yeah.
No, there's not enough people aware. There's never enough people aware. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this conversation, because people would do something about it if we reached a sort of critical mass. I think that there's a shift towards knowing these things. Like, I've seen, talks of food security, like global food security and stuff pop up on much more mainstream things than I had before. But I think we're very much still fed, this social media influencer buying mentality of the world that is not anchored in any kind of reality. And I definitely still think that a lot of people are kind of more tapped into that narrative.
Yeah. It's do you think the fit will really have to hit the shan to
I think it has to, for most people in most situations, whether it's like, when I don't think that we're creatures that can kind of learn with grace. Like, I think we have to kind of feel uncomfortable. We have to really do anything different in any capacity. Like,
we ache for the discomfort.
We do. And I saw a great I don't know who was talking about, a lot of people have talked about this, but I'm actually an anthropologist in a previous lesson.
Well, that's even more interesting. Right. Okay.
So obviously, but in the study of culture, the most important things historically that we had in our culture were different liminal phases that we celebrated, that we passed through, that were marked with different ceremony. We've lost all of that. We have no more phases. And so what liminal phases really are is a death. Like,
rebirth.
The women who run with the wolves.
Yep.
She talks about the life cycle. Like, you have a life, it has to die in order to be kind of alchemized into a new phase.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any deaths, we've become like collectively suicidal. We're looking for that because we want to be rebirthed. We know it's time.
Yes.
We know, we've reached the end of this gestation. It needs to be birthed. It needs to come.
But we're addicted to comfort.
We don't know how to do it. There's no phases. There's no collective liminal rebirth.
So we're cultivating this then.
Yes, as a way to get forward, as a way to get out of it.
Yeah. Well, that kind of feels empowered if you want an upswing on it.
Yep. Yeah.
It's just going to probably feel quite ugly when we're going through it.
Yeah. Birth is never easy. Rebirth. Yeah.
How does that sit with you? Because I'm still making peace with the idea of that discomfort really coming into full bloom.
Do you feel of the liminal phases?
Yeah, of that death cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the idea of death because it births new possibilities, right?
Yeah.
I don't love it when I'm going through it.
Yeah.
First to say that, I call myself like a fair weather spiritual growth person. I'm in it for the good days.
Yeah.
Narcotize me to the hard ones.
I did see this meme though a while ago that really spoke to me. Of a person like sitting like on a lotus leaf with like a glow, and it said, what you think enlightenment will look like. And
that's
then
me.
There's like a person like crawling through mud, like bloody and like half dead, and what like enlightenment actually feels like.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It is that, what do they call it? Purple washing, I think, the spiritual purple washing, that all is, golden in all of these kind of changes. But it's like it's ugly and it's raw and it's basic and it feels. Well, Zach Bush talks about the fact that birth must feel like death to the baby that's being born. And I just have found that such a potent thing to think about, these babies that are traveling through the birth canal or coming out the sunroof. But all of it must feel like some kind of sunroof. I'm trying to high vibe cesarean. You gotta find a way. But there must be a sense in the most basic form that everything is being torn apart, and there are forces beyond your measure. So I can understand why so many people must be nervous about this, because one thing we're addicted to is certainty and comfort. So we want to know not only where our bananas are going to come, but they're going to be affordable as well. So the idea that they might not be available at all, and then what are we going to do for our smoothie? Even that is just like a modern day sort of meltdown, isn't it?
Yes. Which is why I think, honestly, the best thing you can do for your kids is raising them with some sort of resilience, because honestly, like, if you look at a lot of people in the Western world, the things that we're bowled over by is fucking ridiculous compared to like what other people go through and still manage to kind of keep heads up.
Yes.
So like, you know, resilience and like a perspective of life.
The healthy perspective. I mean, I love deathbed goggles. I find them to be great perspective offerers. So, you know, so the deathbed goggles are, you put your deathbed goggles on when the shit's hitting the fan and going, is this something I'm really going to be worried about on my deathbed? I use it all the time. I'm like, you're definitely not.
Is it going to matter in 5 years? Don't give it more than 5 minutes.
Right. Okay. Well, that's another great reframe. I really like that. So, because I am so interested in resilience, I think that the version of resilience that we have in just regular society with regular parents is so corrupt. It actually is just trauma. Constant trauma exposure until the subconscious mind goes, well,
that's all.
Fuck, we're not getting this dealt with, so I shut it down and I'll deal with that later on.
Right.
We keep the psychs employed, so it's a nice circular economy. But anyway, tell me what resilience means for you. Like when you're thinking about resilient kids, what does that mean?
Have you heard of the concept of pronia?
No, what's that?
So pronia is the opposite of paranoia. Pronia is the idea that the universe is always conspiring in your favor.
Oh, I like that. Yes.
So that would be like your resilience.
Yes.
Because like, you know, I think that a lot of kind of faith or like religion has become very fraught.
It's got a parental frequency through it. I'm going to be rescued. The big guy's got me.
Right.
It's his plan. I'm like, well, it's actually kind of your plan too. You know, where is the self within that picture?
Yeah. But I think though that the thing that does give people a sense of resilience is that the universe is conspiring in your favor, or that like that you are connected ultimately to something higher than this earthly experience. It doesn't really matter what people call it. There's this really hilarious comedian called Eddie Griffin who did a stand-up on like all the different religions, and he said like, fuck the messenger. Did you get the message? Like, did you get the message? Because really the message for every kind of spirituality is just about love. And love is, you know, that's like an expanding concept. That's an inclusive concept. That's just a connective concept, right? So however you want to call it, that doesn't really matter. That's just about like staying connected to something higher than yourself. I think that's honestly the best form of resilience.
Well, it creates a neighbourly affection for one another too, because we're all hooked into universal soup, right? So I find that to be completely resonant, and you can't make money off it, which is probably why so many of the religious institutions have, you know, I think created a more coloured picture to adopt. But it's that basic. So how does that show up for your kids then with that resilience?
Or
like what? Oh, well, let me make it easy on you, because I don't want to throw you in the deep end, but I do like deep end questions. When you can you think of a time when you've observed in your kids, you've gone, great, they've got the resilience thing. Like, have you seen that recently, big or small, where you've had that moment going, okay, this is how I know these kids, they're getting it. They get the higher perspective, the bigger picture. They get that we're essentially all hooked in to the love space.
I think that if these are things that you have cultivated in yourself before you had children, then you have gone into your pregnancies knowing that the people that you are kind of gestating out of the fucking ether are fundamentally connected souls. And if you in your parenting have made a conscious effort to not fuck that up, then as they grow in your life and you're able to bear witness to people who, you know, grow and grow and grow, who you were able to communicate with while they were still in the ether. Like these are things you just know in your bones. Like they're just an extension of that. Like it's just an uncorrupted process of that.
So
the question doesn't arise. Then
yes.
Like, of course, like, you know that saying of like, we're not humans having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual people having a human experience.
I agree.
Like, you know, we all kind of come and go. Like, I think if you're able to kind of just hold space for that, or to not lose the wonder of things.
Yes.
So if you are somebody who's open to the wonder of the world, it's also a good resilience thing, because it's fucking awesome.
Yes.
You can be feeling as shit as possible. If you live here on the Bellarine, like you can go into the ocean at any time. Like how amazing is that?
I know. It's
That's
extraordinary.
an active experience.
Yes, it is.
You can be like immersed in this body of water that literally connects the entire planet with each other.
Yes.
Like every single person.
Yes.
In some capacity.
I love that you could be swimming in someone's residual pee from the other side of the world.
Connected.
Oh, it's so great. It's so great. Probably very diluted. I love that. Well, that to me sounds like you had this awareness before your babes were earthside. And I'm interested, like, do you attribute that to your parents, or you just,
Yeah, I think honestly with so many things in my life, 100%, the way I was raised gave me a big heads up. Like if I talk to people...
Hey Quanta folks, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Birth is transformational. And it can be transformational in the right way and in the not so right way. So how do we arm ourselves to be really prepared for this incredible experience? Well, you wouldn't go out and run a marathon without any kind of training. You'd at least do occasional stretches, and the High Vibe Birth course, which is self-paced, available at the QuantiMama.com website, is available for you. You get to luxuriate in all of the ideas and transformational techniques and the beautiful information that can only have a positive effect on your birth. So get fit for your birth marathon and head to QuantiMama for the High Vibe Birth course. Beautiful Quanta folks. You know, at QuantiMama, we have a mandate that we feel so passionate about. We want and we are raising the community's vibration and frequency and consciousness through parenting and birth experiences. Such incredible, transformational experiences that will shape you as a person and are the very fabric of life. Do you want to find out how to high vibe your experience even more? Then QuantiMama is your place. Head there for the High Vibe Birth course, ultimate preparation for birthing. Head there if you want to re-engage your child in the love of learning for the Take the Leap course, which is a deschooling course for parents. There's beautiful mind movies, and obviously this podcast is there, and we are here to support you. So head there for all the juice.